Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of graphing exponential functions. This is standard A.9D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 27 off the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we have this set of clues here, and we can actually solve this problem without using the calculator. We can go ahead and graph it on decimals just to be sure. But take a look at this. So we have an exponential function, has these characteristics. All we need are these two clues, and we're good to go. The y-intercept is 2. Well, y-intercept means where does it cross the y-axis, right? So if it's going like this, it's going to be that point where it crosses the y-axis. So let's just look at the y-intercept for each of these, okay? So I'm just going to make a table over here. Y-intercept. So I don't have to write that word again and again and again. Let's look at each of these, okay? So A's got my y-intercept at 1. So obviously that's not going to be it. So we can eliminate A and look at B, also 1. You notice that A and B look very similar, except they're just one is increasing, one is decreasing, but they're both crossing right at that 1. And then I've got my, all right, C is a possibility. It's got it at 2. D is also a possibility. All right, so just by knowing what a y-intercept is, we can go ahead and get rid of A and B. Now let's look at our second thing here. The function increases. All right, so when it increases at a rate of 50%, and so I'm just going to put I or D, okay? Increases literally means it goes up like this. As it moves to the right, it moves up. Okay, this is an increase. And when it moves down, it decreases because as it goes to the right, it all depends on what's happening as it's moving to the right. As it moves to the right, as the x gets larger, that one's moving down. So now let's look. A, even though it's out, is an increase. B, you see it moves as it goes to the right, it goes down. So that's decrease. C is an increase. And then D is another decrease. So based on these ones, we can cross out, where it says is increases, we can cross out B and D, and we can see, all right, there's only one left, right? B and D are out, A and B are out, C is the only one that's left. Now, we can verify this by using y equals A times B to the x. That's our standard form there, okay? And what we can say is we've got our initial value, right? And then we've got this B is going to be our agent or our change there. And so we know that it increases by 50%, right? And so when we're increasing by 50%, right, we are going to make sure that we are going by 1, and then we have to add that 50. So that B is really that 1 plus whatever the percent change is, positive or negative. So it's going to be 1.5, right? So let's take a look at this graph, right? So we've got the initial value is, if that x is 1, then that y is going to be 3, right? So 1.51, and so that just becomes 1.5. We divide both sides by 1.5, and we get A as our initial value, right, is going to be that 2. So A is 2 is our initial value, because look at that. That's our y-intercept. So that works. So our answer here is C.